I am Dr. Mike from the Springfield Wellness Center. We're here today to talk about thoracic spine mobility and how this relates to exercise and workout in general. A couple basic movements, specifically in CrossFit, that we tend to see the lack of or need for that thoracic spine mobility. One is going to be kettlebell swings, and then anything overhead. Speaking specifically about an overhead squat, we're talking about a snatch, we're talking about a front squat or a power clean or a squat clean. Anytime we're catching anything in that position, we need a good, tall, strong upper body. Where we tend to see faults in this is typically in that overhead position. So this is kind of what we like to see, rib cage kind of in a good pull down position, bar kind of behind the head and the shoulders. What we tend to see where there's lack of mobility is we'll see either kind of like a throwing back of the lower back, or we tend to see kind of this very, very tall tipping forward. So basically not getting enough flexion and extension through that upper back and that thoracic spine. I'm going to show you a couple of quick stretches, easy things that you can do to help improve this. And now granted, this is a process. It's not something you're going to do once and you're going to be fixed for life. This is something you have to do on a consistent type basis. First, it's going to be a simple shoulder pass through with the PVC pipe itself. Starting with the resting against your stomach, we're going to pass it all the way overhead, back and forth a couple of times. As this gets easier, we can move those hands in, make it a little bit more difficult for ourselves. Other thing you can do is add a little shrug into it, back and forth, helping to really loosen up the muscles and the joints of the upper back. Second piece that we're going to do with it is just simple foam rolling. So getting on the ground, getting on top of a foam roller, setting it right about the lower part of the rib cage, and just rolling ourselves back and forth. What we're doing, just trying to loosen up some of the muscles of the upper back itself. The last thing, and kind of the most intense one that we're going to do, is going to be just kind of some pinpoint breathing on top of the foam roller, holding onto a weight or something overhead. So kind of get myself to a specific spot here, kind of let my shoulders and my hips collapse to the ground, sit here and breathe for a couple of seconds, move it to a different spot, and do kind of the same thing. So what we're looking for is just trying to open up that thoracic spine, get some better extension in through here so we're not having to put all that extra strain and load through our lower back. If you have any more questions about this or about the center itself, head on over to wellnessspringfield.com.